Scarcity is not a condition of the world. It is a condition of the mind. It is a hypnotic trance into which millions have fallen, a dream of lack and limitation that has no foundation in truth. Poverty is not ordained by God. It is a man-made illusion. And yet, beloved, you may feel its weight pressing on your shoulders now. Debts unpaid, bills mounting, opportunities slipping away. Perhaps fear whispers in your ear at night. What if I never break free? What if this is all there is? But hear me now. Within you lies a hidden treasury, more abundant than all the banks of Wall Street, more radiant than all the gold of kings. The key to this treasure is belief. For as it is written, as a man thinketh in his heart, so is he. Proverbs 23:7. The heart in Scripture is the subconscious mind, that vast unseen workshop of spirit, forever responding to the impressions you give it. When you plant seeds of faith, it yields abundance. When you plant fear, it yields lack. The soil does not discriminate, it only produces according to the seed. Pause for a moment and affirm softly with me, I believe in divine abundance. I believe the infinite riches of the subconscious flow to me now. In 1908, Andrew Carnegie whispered a truth to a young reporter, Napoleon Hill. Any idea held in the mind, emphasized, feared, or revered will begin to clothe itself in the most convenient and appropriate physical form available. What Carnegie knew, and what Hill later revealed in Think and Grow Rich, is the same truth taught by Jesus when he declared, What things soever ye desire when ye pray, believe that ye receive them, and ye shall have them. Mark 11:24. Belief is the master key. It is the first of the three spiritual words that unlock divine wealth. Without belief, your affirmations are empty, your prayers are lifeless, your dreams fade into shadows. But with belief, even a single word becomes a command to the universe, and the universe rushes to obey. Let me tell you, Thomas Edison believed in light when the world still sat in darkness. He was told it was impossible, impractical, foolish, yet his belief imprinted upon his subconscious, and that faith compelled action, experiment, persistence, until light shone and the night was conquered. So too the wealth you desire is waiting in the invisible, eager to manifest when you impress the subconscious with unwavering belief. Say with me now, I believe that divine wealth is mine now. I accept it, I rejoice in it, I give thanks for it. Beloved, Romans 12:2 declares, Be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind. This is no poetic flourish, it is a psychological law. The renewing of the mind is the cleansing of old patterns, the uprooting of fear, the dissolving of poverty consciousness. Transformation is not struggle, it is surrender. The moment you stop clinging to fear, the river of wealth begins to flow. Do not resist. Non-resistance is the second step. Let go of the obsession with how, when, or through whom supply must come. Trust divine order. For Job 22:28 tells us, Thou shalt also decree a thing, and it shall be established unto thee, and the light shall shine upon thy ways. This decree is not begging, it is commanding. You are not pleading with a distant deity, you are impressing the limitless subconscious, the God within you, which accepts your decree as law. Pause and decree with me now. I decree that wealth flows to me in divine order. I decree that money comes in ways expected and unexpected. I decree that my needs are met in abundance. Think of Walt Disney, who walked through swamps of Florida, seeing not mosquitoes and mud, but castles, laughter, joy. He impressed that vision upon his subconscious, and though others laughed, though banks refused him, though setbacks struck his belief triumphed. Today millions walk daily in the kingdom he once saw only in his mind. Do you see the pattern? The law is impartial. The subconscious mind builds whatever picture you impress upon it. Impress fear and you will live in fear. Impress wealth, love, health, and the subconscious must build them into form. Affirm now, I impress wealth upon my subconscious. I see it, I feel it, I accept it, and so it is. Beloved, poverty consciousness is nothing but hypnosis. You were taught to expect little, to fear lack, to shrink your desires, but hypnosis can be broken. With each affirmation, each prayer, each visualization, you awaken from the dream of lack and remember the eternal truth. The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. Psalm 23, chapter 1. This is the eternal promise. Want is illusion, abundance is reality, and the three spiritual words, belief, decree, and acceptance, are your keys to unlock the treasure house of heaven here and now in this very life. Hold fast to this truth, for in 7 days of steady belief, spoken word, and visualization, you can see signs of wealth breaking forth in unexpected ways. Now I ask you, will you dare to believe? Will you speak the decree? Will you accept what has always been yours? The answer determines whether you remain bound by the chains of fear or walk in the liberty of divine abundance. Close your eyes and breathe deeply. See yourself surrounded by wealth. Feel the joy of abundance. Give thanks for its reality. Say now within, I accept my divine wealth. I accept unexpected blessings. I accept that God's supply never fails, and it shall be so. The journey has only begun. In the next part, I will take you deeper into the hidden workshop of the subconscious, where words become worlds and images become reality. If you are ready to awaken the power within, subscribe now and join this journey of truth. Scarcity is not permanent, beloved. It is only the shadow cast by a thought, and just as shadows flee, the light appears, so poverty flees when the light of understanding shines upon your mind. You are not bound by fate, nor are you condemned by circumstance. You are heir to the infinite, and the subconscious within you is the treasury of God awaiting your command. In the last lesson, we spoke of belief, decree, and acceptance, the 3 words that open the gates of abundance. But now I tell you, there is a deeper workshop where these words take root, where images and emotions are carved into destiny. This workshop is your subconscious mind. The conscious mind chooses, the subconscious creates. The conscious selects the seed, the subconscious grows the harvest, and the harvest always matches the seed. This is why Jesus declared, "Do men gather grapes of thorns or figs of thistles?" Matthew 7:16. If your thoughts are thorns of fear, your life will be filled with pain. But if your thoughts are seeds of abundance, your life will overflow with plenty. Pause and affirm with me now. I sow seeds of wealth, love, and peace into my subconscious, and I reap an abundant harvest. You may say, but Joseph, I have believed before and nothing happened. Beloved, belief is not repetition of words, it is the marriage of thought and feeling. You must feel the reality of your desire as though it were already accomplished. That feeling impressed upon the subconscious is the law of creation. Carl Jung, the great depth psychologist, once wrote, "Until you make the unconscious conscious, it will direct your life and you will call it fate." Fate is not a decree from above, it is the sum of impressions you allow to settle in the subconscious. The moment you impress wealth, health, and love upon it with conviction, destiny itself must bend. Say now, I am the master of my fate because I am the captain of my thoughts. I am the heir of divine wealth because I accept it within. There is no power outside you that can enslave you when you know this law. Fear, debt, and illness are not realities. They are reflections of old patterns impressed upon your subconscious. But as Romans 12:2 proclaims, you can be transformed by the renewing of your mind. Consider this. When Edison sought to draw light from the invisible, he did not pray with doubt. He visualized his bulb shining, he felt its reality, and he impressed that image upon his subconscious again and again. Though thousands of experiments failed, he persisted because in his inner world the light already existed. The outer world eventually yielded to the inner image. So too, wealth must yield when you see it clearly within. Do not beg for money. See yourself already in possession of it. Feel the joy of your needs met, your debts dissolved, your life overflowing. Let that image saturate your subconscious and the way will open. Now affirm. I see wealth before me now. I feel its presence. I rejoice in its reality. What I imagine now becomes my experience. Do not struggle with how it shall come. Divine order arranges the channels. When you worry about methods, you resist. When you trust the higher mind, you release the flow. Think of the farmer. He does not tear up the soil each day to see if the seed grows. He waters, he waits, and he trusts the law of growth. You must do the same with your prayers and affirmations. Say quietly, I trust the divine order. I release the when. I release the how. I trust the law of my subconscious to bring it forth. Andrew Carnegie once said, the man who dies rich dies disgraced. His wealth was vast, yet he knew that abundance is not merely for hoarding, it is for circulation. Wealth is like blood in the body. If it does not flow, it clots. Poverty often persists because men cling in fear. But when you release with generosity, when you circulate with joy, the law returns, it multiplied. Do not think, I cannot give because I have so little. Give even a smile, a kind word, a prayer. These too are riches. And as you circulate, you break the chains of poverty consciousness and enter into the rhythm of divine supply. Say with me, I give freely, I receive joyfully, I circulate wealth, and it returns multiplied to me. Beloved, when Jesus said, give, and it shall be given unto you, good measure, pressed down, shaken together, and running over, Luke 6:38, he was revealing a psychological truth. Giving is impressing abundance upon your subconscious. Receiving is the inevitable harvest. Perhaps tonight you feel fear pressing against your heart. Perhaps the bills are due, or the body is weary, or the mind is restless. But remember, fear is only inverted faith. It is belief in what you do not want. Turn it now into faith in divine order. Let every fear become a cue for affirmation. When fear whispers, you will fail, affirm. I succeed by divine right. Nothing can withhold what belongs to me. When fear says, you will lack, affirm, the Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. Infinite supply meets me now. When fear says, you are unworthy, affirm, I am a child of God, heir to the infinite, worthy of abundance. And as you affirm, the subconscious obeys. The higher self within you cannot be denied. The wealth you seek is already present in the invisible, waiting only for your acceptance. See the truth now. Your subconscious is a living servant, a faithful worker, never resting, never questioning. It builds the images you give it, whether of failure or success. Therefore, give it the images of victory, wealth, and peace. Feed it only what you wish to harvest. Breathe deeply. Close your eyes and imagine wealth pouring into your life like a river. Money arriving in unexpected ways, opportunities opening, debts dissolve. Joy returning. Feel it as real, as now, as certain, and whisper within, I accept, I decree, I believe. And so it is. The journey of awakening continues. In the next part, I will reveal how prayer, true prayer, not begging but believing, is the golden bridge between the conscious and the subconscious, the channel by which health, love, and wealth are manifested. If you are ready to awaken the power within, subscribe now and join this journey of truth. Prayer, beloved, is not pleading with a distant God in the skies. Prayer is the intimate conversation between your conscious thought and the subconscious mind, which is the presence of God within you. True prayer is not words spoken in desperation. It is the deep knowing that what you ask is already yours. It is the wedding of imagination and faith, the union of desire and belief. When Jesus declared, what things soever ye desire, when ye pray, believe that ye receive them, and ye shall have them. Mark 11:24. He was not offering poetry. He was declaring a spiritual psychology, a law as precise as gravity. Poverty remains because prayer has been misunderstood. Many beg and plead, thinking God withholds until persuaded. But God withholds nothing. The infinite is always giving. It is man's own fear and doubt that block the flow. The subconscious accepts only the feeling of the prayer, not the words alone. If you speak wealth but feel lack, you plant the seed of lack. If you affirm health but feel fear, you water the seed of sickness. The law cannot be fooled. Affirm now with me, I pray in faith, I pray in joy, I pray as though it is already accomplished. Pause. Breathe deeply and feel it. Consider the words of Job 22:28. Thou shalt also decree a thing, and it shall be established unto thee, and the light shall shine upon thy ways. This is prayer in its purest form, not begging but decreeing, not pleading but assuming. When you decree wealth, when you assume it within your mind, you have prayed the prayer of faith, and the subconscious must establish it. Think of Napoleon Hill, who sat with the thought of riches long before he possessed them. He trained his mind to see riches, to feel success, to expect abundance. In time, circumstances aligned, opportunities appeared, and his world mirrored the inner decree. Prayer is this inner decree clothed with feeling. Say now with authority, I decree wealth in divine order. I decree perfect health in every cell of my body. I decree love, harmony, and peace in all my relationships. Do not underestimate the power of spoken word. Every word is a vibration, and every vibration impresses the subconscious. This is why Proverbs 18:21 tells us, "Death and life are in the power of the tongue." Your tongue is the key that turns the lock of the subconscious. If you speak defeat, defeat answers. If you speak wealth, wealth responds. Speak always in harmony with your desire, and never contradict your prayer with idle words of fear. When fear tempts you to say, "I cannot afford this," replace it with, "Divine supply meets all my needs." When despair whispers, "Nothing ever changes," declare, "Every day, in every way, I am growing richer, stronger, and freer." Say with me now, "I speak words of life. I speak words of wealth. I speak words of love. My subconscious accepts them and they manifest now." Prayer is visualization, beloved. When you see it clearly within, you have prayed. Every image sustained with feeling is a prayer. Walt Disney prayed with pictures. He walked among empty fields and swamps, yet in his imagination he saw castles, joy, music. He prayed with his inner sight, and that prayer clothed itself in brick and stone. This is why Jesus often said, "According to your faith be it unto you." Matthew 9:29. Faith is simply sustained imagination, the image you refuse to let go. Close your eyes now. See yourself free from debt, holding abundance, living in joy. See the bank account filled. See opportunities flowing. See your life radiant. Do not see it as far away. See it as now, and whisper, "It is done. I accept it now." Beloved, prayer is thanksgiving. When you give thanks in advance, you declare your faith. Gratitude is the language of answered prayer. When Jesus lifted the loaves and fishes, he gave thanks before the multiplication occurred. Gratitude seals the prayer, impressing the subconscious with certainty. Say with me, "I give thanks for the wealth that flows. I give thanks for the healing that manifests. I give thanks for the love that surrounds me." Every time you pray in this way, you dissolve resistance. The conscious mind may question, but the subconscious obeys. Faith is not wrestling, it is resting. Prayer is not struggle, it is surrender. When you pray rightly, you enter peace, knowing the law is working. Remember these words, "Peace I leave with you, my peace I give unto you. Not as the world giveth, give I unto you." John 14:27. That peace is the sign that prayer is heard, for in truth it is already answered the moment you believe. Do not measure results by the clock. Some prayers flower quickly, others slowly, but all are heard and all are answered. A farmer does not dig up his seed in doubt. He waits, he waters, he trusts. So too must you trust the divine process. Affirm gently now, "I release the when, I release the how. I rest in peace, knowing the law of mind fulfills my prayer." Beloved, the subconscious is no respecter of persons. It responds to faith wherever it is found. Whether you are rich or poor, educated or simple, it matters not. The law is impersonal, and it always answers belief. As surely as water wets and fire burns, the subconscious responds to the image impressed with faith. Hear this truth, your life tomorrow is being shaped by the prayers you speak today. Therefore, pray always in alignment with abundance, joy, and love. Pray without ceasing, not by repeating words endlessly, but by sustaining faith, gratitude, and vision. You may wonder, Joseph, can prayer truly bring money? Yes, it can, when the prayer is not desperation but conviction. Money is a symbol of exchange, a form of God's supply, and when you impress prosperity upon your subconscious, channels open, ideas come, opportunities arise. Say boldly, "Money flows to me in divine order. Ideas of wealth fill my mind. Opportunities open before me now, and so it shall be." The secret is no longer hidden from you. The law of prayer is the law of subconscious creation. As you decree, so it is. As you visualize, so it becomes. As you believe, so it manifests. And so, beloved, the prayer of faith is the bridge between the invisible and the visible. In the next chapter, I will take you deeper into the practice of visualization itself, how images held in mind shape your destiny, how pictures impressed with faith become flesh and bone, health and wealth, joy and peace. Visualization, beloved, is the secret art of the soul, the golden key by which you imprint destiny upon the subconscious mind. Words are powerful, yes, but pictures are even more potent. The subconscious thinks not in sentences, but in symbols, images, and feelings. When you form a picture in your mind, vivid and alive, you have placed a seed in the fertile soil of the subconscious. That seed must grow, for the law of mind is exact. Scarcity lingers in lives because men and women keep rehearsing images of lack, seeing unpaid bills, imagining failure, picturing rejection. These images, repeated daily, are prayers in disguise, and the subconscious faithfully reproduces them in experience. Yet the moment you replace them with visions of abundance, health and joy, the old harvest fades and the new begins to blossom. Affirm quietly with me now. I see myself wealthy. I see myself radiant. I see myself fulfilled. What I imagine, I shall experience. Think of Thomas Edison. He did not see only a filament in glass. He saw light breaking the night, streets glowing, homes illuminated. That vision pulled him through 10,000 experiments. The outer failures mattered little, for the inner picture was already complete. His subconscious compelled him forward until the vision clothed itself in reality. So too with Walt Disney. He saw castles before brick was laid. He walked through mud, yet imagined laughter and joy. His subconscious accepted the vision, and the universe provided the means. Beloved, you must do the same. You must become the architect of your inner world, for the subconscious builds whatever blueprint you provide. Say softly now, the blueprint of wealth is drawn in my mind. The subconscious builds according to this perfect plan. When the scriptures say, write the vision and make it plain upon tables, that he may run that readeth it, Habakkuk 2:2, they are not speaking only of ink and parchment. The vision is written upon the tablet of the heart, the subconscious mind. When you hold it clearly, persistently, with feeling, the law runs to fulfill it. Beloved, visualization must be accompanied by emotion. A cold picture fades. A picture alive with gratitude and joy takes root. If you visualize money, feel the freedom it brings. If you visualize health, feel the vitality surging through your body. If you visualize love, feel the warmth of companionship and harmony. The subconscious accepts what you feel to be true. Close your eyes for a moment. Imagine yourself receiving a letter or message with wonderful news. Your debts paid, your account overflowing, your opportunity secured. See the figures in your mind, feel the joy in your chest, smile as though it were already. So, this is prayer in pictures, and the subconscious knows no difference between this image and reality. It simply says yes. Repeat after me. I feel my good now. I see my good now. I accept my good now. It manifests now. Visualization is also the secret of healing. When Jesus healed the sick, he did not look upon them as broken. He saw them whole. He said, according to your faith be it unto you. Faith is seeing the unseen. Faith is visualizing the finished work. To visualize health is to pray the highest prayer, for you agree with God's eternal will that man be whole. Napoleon Hill once told the story of Charles Schwab, the steel magnate. Schwab would sit quietly, visualizing entire projects completed before a single hammer struck. He saw the factory built, the workers employed, the steel shipped. His subconscious worked out the details, and opportunities unfolded. The same law that built steel empires will build your dreams. Beloved, never underestimate the power of 5 minutes of vivid imagination. One image held in faith can undo years of fear. One vision of abundance can dissolve generations of poverty consciousness. This is why Proverbs 29:18 declares, where there is no vision, the people perish. Without vision, life withers. With vision, life flourishes. Let us affirm together, I hold the vision of wealth. I hold the vision of peace. I hold the vision of love. My subconscious fulfills this vision now. Perhaps you have tried before and grown weary, but hear me. Every image impressed is a seed, and no seed is wasted. Some sprout quickly, others take time, but all bear fruit in due season. Do not dig up your visions in doubt. Water them with gratitude. Shine upon them with faith. Trust the divine law of growth. And when doubts come, as they surely will, answer them with stronger images. If fear shows you loss, immediately see gain. If fear paints sickness, immediately paint health. Do not argue with the picture. Replace it. Do not resist the shadow. Turn on the light. Affirm gently, only good images live in my mind. Only divine visions occupy my soul. My subconscious accepts only harmony, wealth, and joy. Beloved, visualization is not daydreaming. Daydreams are scattered and idle. Visualization is focused and intentional. See your desire with clarity, charge it with faith, and let it sink deeply into the subconscious. Then go about your day in peace, knowing the law is working even when you see no sign. Remember the words of Paul, for we walk by faith, not by sight. 2 Corinthians chapter 5-7. Faith is walking as though the unseen were already visible. Visualization trains the soul to live in this unseen reality until the outer world conforms. And so, beloved, you must practice daily. In the morning, before the mind is clouded, close your eyes and see the life you desire. At night before sleep, impress your subconscious with images of peace, wealth, and love. The last picture held before sleep is the seed most readily accepted. Do this for 7 days and signs will follow. Do this for 70 times 7 and your world will be transformed. Affirm with me once more. I live in the vision of my fulfilled desire. I rejoice in its reality. I give thanks for its manifestation. It is done. And so it is. Beloved, we have walked now through the law of belief, the power of prayer, and the art of visualization. In the next part, I will lead you into the mystery of divine order, the invisible intelligence that arranges all things perfectly when you trust, release, and allow. Divine order, beloved, is the hidden rhythm of the universe, the invisible intelligence that arranges all things with perfect timing and precision. It is the law behind the seasons, the harmony in the stars, the unseen hand guiding the course of your life when you surrender and trust. Nothing in this vast cosmos is random. Every blade of grass, every flowing river, every rising sun moves in divine order, and so does your good. Why then do men and women struggle, fear, and resist? Because they trust their limited reasoning instead of the infinite wisdom within. They attempt to force results, to push against circumstances, to grasp with anxious hands. But when you cling in fear, you block the flow. When you release in faith, the law moves swiftly and surely. Hear the words of Psalm 37:23. The steps of a good man are ordered by the Lord, and he delighteth in his way. Your steps are not random, they are ordered. When you align with this truth, doors open, delays dissolve, and what once seemed impossible becomes natural. Say quietly with me, I trust the divine order. I let go of struggle. I rest in the flow of God's perfect plan. Think of nature, beloved. The oak tree does not fret about how it will grow from the acorn. The rose does not worry how it will bloom in spring. They trust the law, and the law never fails. So too must you. When you impress wealth, love, or health upon the subconscious, the invisible law arranges people, circumstances, and events to bring it forth. Your only task is to believe, to visualize, to affirm, and then to trust. Andrew Carnegie once said that his secret was not laboring harder than others, but aligning with opportunities as they arose. He trusted that every setback was a stepping stone, every delay a redirection. His belief in divine order guided him from humble beginnings to immense fortune. You too are guided when you release resistance and trust the infinite wisdom within. Say boldly now, everything in my life unfolds in perfect divine order. I am always in the right place at the right time, receiving the right supply. Beloved, non-resistance is the highest proof of trust. When you resist, you tie yourself to the very problem you fear. When you release, you allow divine order to work freely. This is why Jesus said, resist not evil, Matthew 5:39. He was not telling you to surrender to injustice. He was revealing a psychological law. Resistance energizes the thing you fight. Non-resistance dissolves it. Think of water flowing softly around the rock. It does not resist, yet in time it wears down the stone. So too with the law of mind. When you stop struggling and trust the flow, obstacles are worn away, and your path is made clear. Say softly, I resist nothing, I fear nothing, I flow with the current of divine wisdom, and my way is made straight. Walt Disney faced ridicule, bankruptcy, and doubt, yet he trusted. When doors closed, he waited for others to open. He did not fight the flow, he surrendered to it, and the order of the infinite guided him to build a kingdom of joy. His life was proof that obstacles are not signs of defeat, but signals of redirection. Beloved, your delays are not denials. Your setbacks are setups for greater breakthroughs. Trust that the law knows the way even when you cannot see it. As Isaiah 55:9 declares, "For as the heavens are higher than the earth, so are my ways higher than your ways, and my thoughts than your thoughts." Affirm with me now. Even when I cannot see the path, divine order leads me. Even when I feel delay, the timing is perfect. Even when I face obstacles, they dissolve before the law. Carl Jung once observed that synchronicities, meaningful coincidences, appear when the inner world aligns with the outer. This is divine order in action. When your subconscious accepts wealth, opportunities appear in uncanny ways. The right person calls, the right door opens, the right idea arrives at the perfect moment. Some call it chance, but it is laws. Our beloved, remember this truth: you do not need to force, you need only to align. Alignment comes through belief, visualization, prayer, and surrender. You impress your desire upon the subconscious, and then you release it to divine order. Worry is interference. Faith is cooperation. Say now with confidence, I have released my prayer to the law. I have let go of doubt. I trust the divine order to fulfill my good in ways beyond my imagination. Beloved, trust is not passive. It is the most active force in the universe, for it places you in harmony with the infinite. To trust is to rest is to allow, and to allow is to receive. The peace you feel when you trust is the proof that the law is working. Let peace settle upon you now. Breathe deeply. Release the burden. Feel the invisible order arranging all things for your good. Whisper within, all is well, all is unfolding, all is mine by divine right. And it shall be so. Beloved, we have walked through belief, prayer, visualization, and divine order. In the next part, we shall enter the mystery of non-resistance more deeply, the power of surrender, the freedom from fear, and the peace that allows abundance, love, and healing to flow unhindered. If you are ready to awaken the power within, subscribe now and join this journey of truth. Non-resistance, beloved, is the silent power that unlocks heaven on earth. It is the secret of peace, the channel through which abundance flows, the hidden key that dissolves fear. Most men and women live in resistance. They push, they fight, they strain, they wrestle with shadows, they resist circumstances, they resist people, they resist themselves. And yet what you resist, you bind to yourself. What you fear, you feed. What you fight, you empower. Hear the words of Jesus, resist not evil, Matthew 5:39. Many misunderstand this. It is not a call to weakness, but to wisdom. Resistance multiplies the very thing you oppose. Non-resistance dissolves it. When you refuse to struggle, you step out of the battlefield of appearances and into the harmony of spirit. You move from fear into faith. Affirm softly with me, I resist nothing, I fear nothing, I yield to the flow of divine life, and all things work together for my good. Consider the river. It does not resist the rocks in its path. It flows around them, and in time the rocks themselves are worn smooth. So too with you. The moment you stop resisting, the obstacles in your life begin to dissolve. Fear, debt, illness, they lose their power when you no longer feed them with resistance. Napoleon Hill once said, every adversity carries within it the seed of an equal or greater benefit. But that seed only flowers when you stop resisting the adversity and look for the blessing. Non-resistance opens the eyes to hidden gifts. Resistance blinds you to them. Say with me, I welcome the blessing in disguise. I see beyond the obstacle to the divine good it carries. I accept the gift hidden within. Beloved, fear is the strongest form of resistance. When you fear poverty, you impress poverty. When you fear sickness, you magnify sickness. When you fear failure, you prepare the stage for it. Fear is faith inverted. It is belief in what you do not want. The cure is not to fight fear, but to dissolve it with faith. You cannot fight shadows. You must turn on the light. Hear the scripture, perfect love casteth out fear, 1 John 4:18. Love is non-resistance. Love flows, love accepts, love trusts. When you dwell in love, fear has no place. When you love God, when you love life, when you love yourself, you cannot be enslaved by fear. Affirm boldly now, I live in love, therefore I live in freedom, I live in peace, therefore I live in abundance, I live in faith, therefore I live without fear. Carl Jung observed that the shadow within each of us loses its terror the moment we face it with acceptance. Non-resistance is this acceptance. To accept is not to condone, but to understand, to embrace, to release. The subconscious obeys your inner state. When you resist, it reflects resistance in your world. When you accept, it reflects harmony. Think of Ernest Holmes, founder of the science of mind. He taught that what you fight, you energize, and what you accept, you transform. This is why his prayer was always affirmative, never pleading. He declared the truth of health in the face of sickness, the truth of abundance in the face of lack, the truth of peace in the face of conflict, and the subconscious accepted his decree. Say gently, I affirm the truth. I declare health, wealth, and love. I resist nothing and I accept only divine good. Beloved, surrender is the highest form of strength. It is not giving up, it is giving over to the infinite. It is saying, not my will, but thine be done. It is the recognition that the higher mind knows more than the conscious mind, and that divine order arranges all things perfectly when you release control. Romans 8:28 assures us, all things work together for good to them that love God. Even the seeming missteps, the delays, the losses, when surrendered to divine wisdom, become stepping stones to greater good. Say with me now, I surrender all fear, all struggle, all doubt. I trust the infinite to work through me, for me, and around me. Beloved, when you cease resisting, you become magnetic. People are drawn to your peace, opportunities flow to your calm, abundance gravitates toward your trust. Non-resistance is not weakness. It is the quiet strength that bends the universe in your favor. Pause and breathe deeply. Feel yourself letting go of every burden. Release the debts, the fears, the conflicts, the regrets. Let them drift like leaves upon the river. Rest in the knowing that you are carried by the current of divine life. Whisper now within, I let go. I allow. I receive. And so it is. Beloved, we have now uncovered the law of belief, the prayer of faith, the vision of imagination, the guidance of divine order, and the secret of non-resistance. In the next part, we will enter the radiant truth of healing and love, the twin forces that renew the body, restore the soul, and draw wealth like a magnet. Healing and love, beloved, are the crowning jewels of the subconscious laws of mind. They are not separate from wealth, they are its foundation. For what is money without peace? What is abundance without harmony? What is success without love? The soul longs not merely for gold in the hand, but for wholeness in the body and warmth in the heart. Healing begins not in the body, but in the mind. Every cell responds to the patterns you impress upon the subconscious. When you dwell in fear, the body grows weary. When you harbor resentment, the body carries its weight. But when you fill the mind with love, peace, and harmony, the body becomes a temple of light. Hear the words of Proverbs 17:22. A merry heart doeth good like a medicine. The heart that rejoices, the mind that loves, is a fountain of health. Say gently with me, the light of God flows through me now. Every cell sings with life. I am whole. I am radiant. I am free. Beloved, sickness is not God's will. Poverty is not God's decree. Conflict is not God's plan. These are the shadows of wrong belief impressed upon the subconscious. But the moment you accept love, the shadows vanish. Love is the great dissolver, the universal healer, the power that makes all things new. Jesus healed by love. He saw beyond sickness to wholeness, beyond sin to innocence, beyond lack to abundance. He declared, be thou made whole, and the subconscious of the one before him accepted the decree. So too can you declare health and love over your own life, and it must be so. Affirm boldly now, I am whole by divine right. I am loved with an everlasting love. I am surrounded by harmony, peace, and abundance. Think of the great physician within, the subconscious mind. It knows how to knit bones, heal wounds, restore balance. Even as you sleep, it repairs, renews, and restores. Trust it, speak to it, command it with love. Ernest Holmes once said, healing is not creating a perfect body, it is revealing the perfection that already exists. When you affirm health, you are not begging for a miracle, you are unveiling the truth already written within you. Napoleon Hill taught that love is the greatest of all stimulants to the mind, more powerful than fear, wealth, or ambition. Love magnifies the subconscious power. When you love what you do, success multiplies. When you love people, opportunities expand. When you love yourself, you radiate confidence that draws every blessing. Say softly, I radiate love. I magnetize abundance. I am a channel of harmony, peace, and joy. Beloved, healing and love dissolve poverty consciousness at its root. Poverty often arises from bitterness, envy, or unforgiveness, poisons of the soul. But when you forgive, when you love, when you bless, the channels of wealth open. Jesus declared, Forgive, and ye shall be forgiven. Luke 6:37. Forgiveness is not only a moral command, it is a psychological law. It sets the subconscious free from chains of resentment and allows good to flow. Think of Andrew Carnegie, who once said that his fortune grew in proportion to the goodwill he spread. Or Walt Disney, whose kingdom was built not on greed, but on the desire to pursue. Enjoy. Love multiplies wealth. Love anchors it in eternity. Pause now and whisper, I forgive all, I release all, I love all. Therefore I live in abundance, for love is wealth. Beloved, you may wonder, can love truly attract money? Yes, for money is but a symbol of energy, and love is the highest energy. When you love your work prospers. When you love the world responds with generosity. When you love God, you live in the certainty that supply never fails. Love is the magnet of miracles. Let us seal this truth with affirmation. Divine love fills my soul. Divine love heals my body. Divine love prospers my life. Divine love flows through me now. Beloved, the final secret is this. The law of belief, the prayer of faith, the vision of imagination, the trust in divine order, the surrender of non-resistance, the healing of love, all are one. They are not separate streams but rivers that flow into the ocean of abundance. When you align with them, life becomes a symphony of health, wealth, peace, and joy. Close your eyes now. See yourself whole, wealthy, loved, and free. Feel it in every nerve and fiber. Give thanks for it now. Whisper within, it is done. I accept it. I rejoice in it. I give thanks for it. And so it is. Beloved, this completes our journey through the sevenfold path of the subconscious laws, yet the journey within never ends. Each day is a new opportunity to believe, to pray, to visualize, to trust, to release, to heal, and to love. If you are ready to awaken the power within, subscribe now and join this journey of truth,